The lesson for today is Everyday Mathematics, Lesson 7.1, Review of Basic Fraction Concepts. Objectives include identifying fractions as equal parts of a whole, or the one, identifying equivalent fractions and mixed numbers, finding fractions and mixed numbers on number lines. Today we're going to review basic concepts of fractions. First of all, we need to know what a fraction is. A fraction is always a part of something or a piece of something. For example, 1/2 of an orange or 3/5 of a mile, this something is called the whole. So it's 1/2 of the whole orange or 3/5 of the whole mile. We can also call this whole the one or the unit. Remember, the whole that we're dividing up, we have to divide the pieces into fair shares or equal pieces. Just like this shape here. If we decided to draw the same shape and cut it this way, those pieces are not equal, so that's not a fraction. Remember, the common way to write a fraction is a number over another number. We could say A over B. We may also see it with this slash here, which we also know that slash as the divide symbol. We've learned about mixed numbers before, where you have a whole number and then a fraction. The bottom number is called the denominator. It's underneath that fraction bar. The top number, or the number above the fraction bar, is the numerator. The number on the bottom is the whole. It could be the whole pizza, the whole orange, the whole mile. That's the whole or the one. The number on top, say I was hungry and I cut my pizza into 8 slices. 8 would go on the bottom and I ate 2 of them. 2 would be your numerator or your top number. Okay, what we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and go over our homework. And what we're going to do is we're going to have each one of you come up and divide our whole or our shape into pieces. And then we have to color the fraction parts that it asks us to. Okay? The first one we're going to do is a hexagon. Our whole is our hexagon. How many sides does a hexagon have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. We need to divide our hexagon into 2 equal parts and then color half of the hexagon. John Vian, why don't you go up and cut our hexagon into 2 equal parts? Awesome job. Now I want you to color half of that hexagon. Perfect. Awesome job. Sadie, go up and divide the rhombus into 2 equal parts. Now I want you to color 0 halves of the rhombus. What are you going to do?
Nothing.
Nothing. Why?
Because you can't cut, it says 0 so that you don't color it.
Exactly. Good job, Sadie. Thumbs up if you agree. Excellent. Gregory, go ahead and go to the next page. Okay, they want us to divide the trapezoid into 3 equal parts. Go ahead. How many parts is that? Look at your dots. Perfect. Now how many do they want you to color? 2/3. Go ahead and color 2/3 of that trapezoid. Great job. Now you see 2 squares here. They want you to color 1 and 3/4. What type of number is 1 and 3/4, Isaac?
A mixed number.
A mixed number. Excellent. Can you come color in 1 and 3/4? Awesome. Thumbs up if you agree with what he did. Okay, after dividing our shapes into fractions, now we're going to learn how to place fractions on the number line. We have to notice that our fractions in between our whole numbers have a numerator and then a denominator, okay? We want to figure out how many spaces or how many pieces in between our whole is cut up into. Our whole numbers here are 0 and 1. They give us a hint. They mark this little slash here, the tally on the number line, as 7/10, 7/10. We need to figure out what all of these other ones are. So what we need to do first is count how many pieces our number line is cut into. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Notice it's cut into 10 pieces, and 10 is our denominator here on our hint, on the fraction that they've already placed for us. So, what do you think is going to be on the bottom? Show me with your hands. What number do you think is going to be on the bottom or be the denominator on all these other fractions? 10, exactly. Great job. Jarrett, why don't you come up here and fill in the rest of this number line for us? Lastly, let's go ahead and review the practice questions at the bottom. There are 2 addition problems and 2 subtraction problems. So 4 students will come to the board, do the problems, and then we will check our work against theirs. After the whole group lesson is complete, students will split up into 3 different RIC groups according to scores from map testing, other data, and what I noticed they need from assessments. The 3 groups are split up into Alex Math, small group with the instructor, and individual work in the math journal that follows up on the lesson that was taught that day. This is another way that I can assess what they understand and what they may need more help with. During math RIT time, one of our groups works on Alex Math, which is an individualized, differentiated math program which can be accessed on any type of device. In our class, we use Alex on the iPads and on the desktop computers. The second group during Math RIT will be working using Fraction Builder on the smartboard. What they will be doing is racing the person at the smartboard using their whiteboards to build whatever fraction I tell them to. When they build the fraction on the smartboard, they choose their numerator, their denominator, their color, and then click Build, and the fraction will appear. Fraction Builder can be found on everydaymathematics.com. Use your login and your password to access all of the tools that they have on that website. Fraction Builder can be found underneath the eTools kit, and then under eTools, and then Fraction Builder. The third group during Math RIT will be working in their journals. It will be volume 2, the page that goes along with lesson 7.1. This is a way to assess understanding and learning for the lesson presented that day. In some cases, I may actually take this page out of the math journal and grade it. That way I can use it as an assessment and a grade in my gradebook. The lesson that I presented today on the basic concepts of fractions from everyday math was very successful. Each student had the opportunity to work on some sort of technology device. One group was able to work on Alex Math using the iPads and the desktops. Alex is a differentiated math program that is tailored to what they need and what they're ready to learn. Another group was able to work with me in a small group using Fraction Builder on the smartboard. And the third group was able to work individually in their math journal on a page that followed up on what they learned today. Each student at some point was able to work in their math journal. That way I could use this page as an assessment in order to find out what I may need to go back and review before moving on to the next lesson.